Can you believe that it's mid-August and my kids have already started school? Is it just me, or did school used to start a lot later back in the day? Because I used to go to school after Labor Day in September. So I just find it really crazy that my kids have already started school and it's like mid-August. I wanted to share with you sort of like my thoughts of how I use these transition periods as a mom and as an 8-figure entrepreneur to like really pattern interrupt and have like a new burst of energy and creativity. I'm a really strange where I am a creature of habit. Like I do certain things every day, but at the same time, I do them out of order every day. Like I also need a lot of adventure. I don't like it when my days feel like the same every day, but I will get everything done. So it's really bizarre. It's like I like routine, but I'm also a rebel. And so those two things coexist in my life. Why I love back to school time is because it really pattern interrupts, and it gives you a chance to really assess, okay, what do I want to create? What do I want to do in this next season of my life? What do I want to let go of? What am I like focusing on? Which I feel like is one of my superpowers. I'm really amazing at like really knowing what are my top 3 priorities and just focusing on them. I heard this quote that if you have more than 3 priorities, you have none. And I really had to sit and think about this to see if I agree with that. And I would say I do agree with that, because if I look at the last 15 years of my life, I've only had 3 priorities, and I've laser focused in on my 3 priorities. And my 3 priorities are like growth and expansion, which have to do something with my relationship with God. My second priority is my family, my husband and my kids, and my third priority is my creativity, my passion, my purpose, which again has something to do with God. So those are my 3 priorities, and that's just what I laser focus on. And I'm very like growth and expansive like mindset. So I have a couple of things written down here of what's happening in our world in fall. So one of the things that my husband and I are doing together that is like our passion project, something that we love, is our yearly group mentorship that we do together. It's called Kainat, and we're currently actually enrolling for that. The cart will be closing on August 20th, and we're like in deep study with our students in there, with our clients, and we both co-teach in there. So that's a project that we have together that really brings our marriage and our lives a lot of like passion and fulfillment. And I do want to talk to you about that, because I feel like after coaching tens of thousands of women and couples and families, what I've learned is that couples that don't have like a big mission and a big purpose in the world, they get really caught up in like everyday mundane things that don't really matter. They get caught up in like their small everyday problems, because I feel like the human brain and the human like life, it needs something to solve. It needs something bigger than us to strive for. I think that's where religion comes in, that's where community comes in. And when you remove that, when you don't have that, then you get caught up in like little itty bitty arguments about stuff. This is just what I've seen, is that when couples have like a shared mission that's beyond them, their marriage is so much more robust, and it's just there's so much more meaning to it. And so that's really something that I have learned, and something Irfan and I really stand for. So we've got Kainat. The other thing we're working on together right now is our next in-person intensive, which is happening in January. And honestly, we haven't, like, we reserved the space and everything, but we've literally done nothing else. And we've hosted like 20 of these globally. However, this feels different. It feels very much expansive. This is the largest one we're having. And it's so funny. Right now, we have triple the number of signups we've ever had, but it feels like, oh, I haven't even started promoting it. It's so interesting how the bigger your goal is, what am I trying to say? It's like, okay, this is what my husband says, that if you go on a road trip and you know that it's a 10-hour road trip, your mind won't even start asking, are we there yet? Until like you're 8 hours in. But if you're going on a 2-hour road trip, you're gonna start asking that like 20 minutes in. So it feels like that. We're already we've sold more than triple of our largest event we've ever had. But in my mind, because I know it's the largest we're going for and that number is so big, it feels like, oh, I haven't even started marketing it. Like no one even knows about it yet. So we have like a whole list of things. We need to find a DJ. I'm thinking about if I want to have like a event planner this time. We've never had an event planner. We've always done everything ourselves. My husband is a Virgo. He's very organized. However, I have this feeling that we might want an event organizer. So this is just going to be so amazing. That's something that we promised ourselves that in September we're gonna like hit the ground running and start working on that. So that's coming up. We're also redoing our home gym. We've had a home gym for about, I think 15 years now, and it's like grown like slowly, but this time we're like completely redoing it and turning it into like a spa as well. We were adding like new things every year. We'll add like 1 or 2 new devices or machines to it. So that's something we really want to work on this fall, is redoing the home gym. Okay, so how I am pattern interrupting this fall is I'm trying something completely new. You guys know I am obsessed with my work. I love my work so much. It like fuels me. I wake up every day excited to start the day. And I'm doing something that feels a little scary in that in my fall schedule, I'm only going to be working Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for a host of different reasons. One, my husband and I are in school full time. I mean, I'm always in school. You guys know I'm always learning. And what we're doing is like, it's really time consuming and it requires a lot of study. And so we do want to have time for that. And so I'm saving like Mondays and like Mondays like to like really be able to study. And then Fridays I'm not working because Alina is off on Fridays and she doesn't want me to work when she's not in school. So I'm trying something new. I feel kind of like a little bit anxious about it because I love working, and like the thought of only getting to work 3 days a week is like a little bit like but we'll see how that goes. I like doing things that stretch me, and I want to see what happens with my creativity, how I feel when I'm like only working those 3 days and doing other things. So we'll see how that goes. So that's a pattern interrupt. Another thing that I'm doing that's like different is I'm going to this like really big conference, like a female conference thing. I don't really like leaving my house a lot. I specifically do not enjoy going to like really crowded and big places. I'm very introverted. I've built an Oasis, like a resort of a life, and I just like want to stay in it. So that's also like stretching me right now, because here's the thing, like what kind of a mother, wife, teacher, mentor would I be if I wasn't stretching my capacity? I look at my capacity and my nervous system as something that's like, it's like a rubber band, and that the more like I stretch it, the more everything quantum leaps in my life. So these are 2 things that I'm doing that feel really like out of my comfort zone. The big in-person event, the my in-person event, and then the not working on Mondays and Fridays feels kind of stretchy. Feels like, am I gonna be able to do it? Am I gonna miss my work? Like I love what I do so much. So another thing that's like coming up as a desire is doing like a VIP like in-person thing. I've really wanted to have an in-person school, but I'm also like super introverted and don't like leaving my house, and I'm a human design projector, and so this is kind of like held me back from doing it. I'm like, am I just gonna be excited about it in the beginning and then hate it later? But one thing that could be a test would be to do more like small group in-person things. So there is an idea coming up. I'm sleeping on it a little bit because my husband's like, we're planning the big in-person intensive. Are you sure you want to like cram something in? So I'm giving myself like a week to tap into it and see. But if the desire doesn't go away, then we're definitely doing another like small group. Like I was thinking maybe like 13 women in like a small in person, maybe 2 or 3 day thing, because the big event in January, that's gonna be a lot bigger. I wanna like fill the whole room. So that's something else that's kind of stretchy. And so my question for you is, do you do stretchy things in your life? Do you do things that stretch you, that excite you, that put you on the edge of your fear, that make you feel like, oh my God, like I'm so comfortable right now. Why would I want to stretch myself? Why would I want to like, ruin things? And that's another thing. I think a lot of people play not to lose because they're like, oh my God, everything's so good right now. Like I'm so comfortable. I don't want to mess anything up. But here's the thing. Everything in my life that I've manifested has been by stretching, by like playing on the edge, by playing full out. And so I don't like it when I get like really comfortable in something and it feels like that's it. Like, I don't know. That's just not me. I like to stretch my capacity at what I can allow, I can hold. I literally call this like container expansion work. And so I'm really interested in seeing how I'm going to feel with stretching. And here's the thing with stretching, like you might be thinking, but you're going to be working less, right? But I love working. So I love coaching. I love mentoring. I love everything that I do. And so saying that I'm going to do less of it or do it in like less days feels like a stretch. It feels like, can I do this? How is this going to like expand me? And I love doing these little, like I call them like energetic and psychological experiments on myself to see, and then reporting back to my students and bringing that like aliveness and new energy to everything that I'm doing. So my question for you is, how are you pattern interrupting your fall, your back to school season? What do you get to do? How do you get to play on the edge? What are the places and the rooms that you're putting yourself in, right? Like for example, I'm putting myself like more in the rooms with people that are like 9-figure creators. Like it never even occurred to me, because even getting to 8 figures was like such a big like like who even does that? And now being in the room with like 9-figure creators and even billionaires feels like such a expansive thing that's like very energy expanding. And so I'm curious to see how that's going to impact my work and my embodiment and my marriage and my parenting. So let me know in the comments, like, what is your fall schedule? What are you pattern interrupting? What are you expanding into? What are the things that are like literally giving you life right now?